If you are using Linux, chances are you have at least several scripts for doing daily routine tasks, optimizing your workflow, or automating stuff you could do in 5 minutes anyway. And for vast majority of Linux users, these scripts are typically written in Bash, which, while being very effective for invoking other programs and getting things done really quickly, can blow the complexity of your scripts to the moon as soon as you start adding some conditional logic. But what if I told you that if you are using Nix, you can finally toss your old pile of ugly shell scripts into trash and rewrite them in your favorite language, be it Python, Lua, or even Rust? Because with Nix writers, you won't ever have to worry about missing dependencies, language tooling polluting your user environment, or even excess boilerplate. And so in this video, we'll not only learn how to use these Nix writers, but also improve your existing scripts with other builders and even embed syntax highlighting in tree-sitter compatible code editors. And in the end, I will also show you how to embed entire language servers into Nix if you are using Neovim. So without further ado, let's get straight to configuration. But before we can begin talking about writers, let me remind you about a very simple builder function we have in Nix packages, which is called write shell script bin. I already have a video about it on the channel, so let's just quickly recap it. And so what write shell script bin does is simply take a string with a name as the first parameter and another string containing your script as the second one. It then returns a derivation, which you can put in your system packages, embed into another script, and use like any other Nix package, really. Here's one example of assigning it to a hyperlink key binding, which not only can be done straight in your home manager configuration, but also allows you to use Nix features like string interpolation to embed packages directly into your scripts. Meaning you can grab some binary from Nix packages and make this script depend on it without specifying it anywhere else in your configuration or even exposing it to your user environment, keeping everything clean, isolated, and most importantly, readable. These variables will then automatically turn into long and scary Nix store path during the build step. And if you are using a tree-sitter compatible text editor like Neovim or Helix, you have probably already noticed that strings coming as the second parameter of write shell script bin get magically highlighted with bash syntax. And that of course is no coincidence, because Nix tree-sitter grammar explicitly embeds some of the languages into various builders by default. And while it is possible to add more custom injections yourself, the easier way to force embed a specific language is to simply include a comment with its name before any Nix string, which can be particularly useful for highlighting JSON or YAML options. This behavior is also built into Nix tree-sitter grammar by default, meaning you can try it out right now in your favorite text editor. Just don't forget to install both Nix and target languages tree-sitter grammars. We will talk more about language embeddings towards the end of this video, but for now, let's finally focus on writers themselves. So what are these writers? They're basically a way to write inline code, just like you do with write shell script bin, but for many different programming languages. For example, write bash bin for bash, write fish bin for fish, write python 3 bin for python, or write rust bin for rust. With the most obvious difference being an additional set parameters these writers can take after the script's name and before its content. This set can be used to pass some useful parameters to the writer, because for most languages you will want to grab a couple of libraries or add several executables to your script's path. But note that aside from general options available in most writers, each one has more unique options specific to the language. So instead of guessing, the easiest way to find out which writers and options exist is to simply visit the source file in the Nix packages GitHub repository. All script writers are defined in a single file there, which also includes comments explaining exactly how to use each one of them. As always, you'll find a link to this file in the description. So we can now write scripts in various different programming languages, but without a doubt, the most popular one for most of you is still going to be Bash, which as we learned today, can be written with write shell script bin or write bash bin. But what if I told you that Nix packages provides us with another, even more powerful builder specifically for Bash that can not only take runtime dependencies, but also check your scripts for syntax errors and let you know about them during the building process? This builder function is called write shell application, and as you can see, unlike the previous builders, it takes the code text as one of the options in its only set parameter. And if we try to break it with some illegal bash syntax, by adding an incomplete if statement for example, we'll see that building your system or derivation fails, notifying you about the syntax error and its location in the script. And now, just like I promised in the beginning of the video, I'll show you how to embed entire LSP servers into Nix code in Neovim, using no more than a couple of lines and the amazing otter.nvim plugin. To begin using it, install it with your favorite package manager and add this one line to your configuration. It will then automatically detect 3-seater injections of the languages you specify in the first parameter, allowing you to have real error checking and completion of any language inside Nix. The plugin also provides a bunch of Lua functions to interact with these embedded LSPs, so I highly recommend you to keybind some of these, allowing you to use Nix builders to their fullest and bringing you ever closer to that ideal system setup, now utilizing many different programming languages. But to code effectively in any programming language, it's always better to focus on building general programming skills rather than memorizing syntax and boilerplate. And there is no better way to develop these skills than with the sponsor of today's video, Brilliant. Because by investing just 15 minutes of your daily time with Brilliant, you will learn how to think like a programmer using practical real-world examples brought to you by a team from MIT, Microsoft, Google, and more. And most importantly, instead of making hollow promises of mastering everything all at once, Brilliant will set you on the right path by helping you build habits leading to real and sustainable progress. I personally absolutely love their visual practice over theory style of teaching, because it keeps me excited to refresh and strengthen my knowledge every time I visit brilliant.org. So start your 30-day free trial now at brilliant.org/vimjoyer and enjoy a lifetime 20% discount on Brilliant Premium. And now I'd like to thank everyone who supports the channel and keeps it going, more specifically Hoskens, Aiding Bad Ponder, Not a Nut, Xavier, Albert C, Pizzrian, Thibault Moll, Shen, Zet, Workflow, Zach Peer, This is Liam, Much to Less, Bruno, BOFH, Aruno Ruto, Veronica, Fire Squid 6, Hazek, Uncle Simon, Harbinger, Crackleware, and anonymous donations. And as always, don't forget to check out our Discord server, leave a like or a comment if you enjoyed this video, or subscribe if you're feeling extra generous. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.